It's 1968, and a scrappy 18-year-old Richard Branson just opened a tiny record shop on the second floor of a London building, Virgin Records. The sign is barely hanging, but Richard's mind is racing ahead to something bigger, bolder. How does a kid with dyslexia and zero business training go from selling records to orbiting the Earth? The answer is surprisingly simple and wild. Stick around because the story is only getting started. Richard's journey begins with a fearless mindset that flies in the face of analysis paralysis. The trick? Stop thinking so much and act. It sounds obvious, but it's a radical way to tackle life and business. When Richard launched Virgin Records, he had no fancy MBA, no investors knocking on the door. Just a passion for music and a tenacity that refused to quit. He opened the shop with little money, a rented typewriter, and a dream, turning this tiny shop on Oxford Street into a movement that challenged record industry giants. Imagine hesitation as quicksand and action as a jet ski slicing through it. Richard likened business to boxing. You keep jabbing even if the punches don't always land. Every attempt, every misstep shakes the sand loose and propels you forward. Waiting to perfect your plan only traps you in place. Virgin's early ventures stumbled, records flopped, ideas failed, even a magazine tanked. Instead of retreating, Richard learned from each loss, treating them as training sessions rather than knockout blows. This gritty resilience gave Virgin its momentum, transforming setbacks into stepping stones for empire building. Richard never saw business as a boring grind. Fun wasn't a bonus, it was the engine, but fun has boundaries. When the joy went, he didn't stubbornly cling on, he moved. This playful approach shaped Virgin's daring ventures. Virgin Atlantic launched with just 2 used planes in the mid-1980s. Instead of cold corporate rigidity, Richard injected personality, onboard chefs, lively uniforms, and cheeky ads. Flying Virgin was like joining a party in the sky. The airline wasn't the largest, but it sure was the most loved. Think of fun as the secret fuel in a rocket. Without it, even the best ideas sputter and stall. Richard believed work without excitement turns toxic. By making fun central, he energized teams like athletes on game day, ready to innovate and break rules, not just obey them. But fun isn't a leash you hang on forever. When Virgin Brides wasn't clicking and stripped away energy from more promising ventures, Richard pulled the plug quickly. He views stubbornness as a trap. When passion dies, it's time for a fresh start or new arena, no shame in quitting what's no longer fun. Virgin isn't just about records or planes. It's a rocket to space, islands, even game reserves. Richard's secret sauce: challenge the system like a maverick and don't just think outside the box, burn it. In 1998, Richard jumped into the world of round-the-world balloon flights, facing death-defying storms and near crashes. This wasn't a marketing stunt, it was a symbol of pushing limits, literally and figuratively. It showed Virgin's fearless DNA and a man refusing to settle for safe routes. Systems and traditions often feel like iron walls. For Richard, these are challenges to crack open. Virgin's mobile phone revolution flipped industry standards, offering freedom and fun in a stuffy market. Innovation, he says, is like jazz, improvising where others play sheet music. Beyond profit, Virgin has a heart. Richard commits to small acts of good, like his conservation efforts in South Africa's game reserves, and believes business should change the world little by little. It's not just ethics, it's smart branding that customers resonate with deeply. Remember that cramped record shop on the second floor in London? That's where it all began, just a kid with guts and no blueprint. Richard Branson teaches us to jump in, enjoy the ride, and never let the rules cage your dreams. So here's a simple challenge: pick something you've been hesitating on and screw it, just do it. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.